Hey guys, welcome to the competitive one. This is the us versus them mentality. You know about them, right? So basically this is one where you are somebody and you got competition. This competition can either be really good or really bad. Doesn't really matter. But you are fighting for your brand, for your life in a situation that's hard. I'm going to give you an us versus them story. It's very boring and computer game related, so if you don't care too much about that stuff, go on to the next video, but I will use it to emphasize a couple of things. Now, a long time ago, I used to play a computer game called Star Sonata. And I was on a team. They were the strongest team in the game at that point. They were called Capitalists. And I loved this team to bits. And I had quite a few friends on there. I was not one of the strong players at that point. I was really, really bad at the game. And one day, we were attacked by the Praetorians, led by Tobal. This is a man who is so insanely full of hatred for me. He spawn camped me for 3 days without sleeping just so that he could kill me and get my gear, right? This guy was so dedicated, right? And we were fighting against this team and they attacked when our team was offline. We had 3 people online. It was myself, Sharktooth, and a guy called Miko90. Yeah, I haven't forgotten you, Miko. After all these years, it's been almost 20 years of my life. Almost 20 years and I haven't forgotten you. Okay, so basically, we got the red alerts. We went down there in our humble, feeble spaceships to fight against the Praetorian army that was waging war on our systems. Miko had betrayed us. He was unequipping the shields of the bases so that they were easy targets. They were exploding left, right and centre, debris flying in all different directions. Me and Sharktooth were fighting tooth and nail against these people. And we fought and they killed us over and over again. They were healing us, healing our ships, dragging them over our escape pods and eventually our spirits when they destroyed those. They were dragging the ships back, they were healing us and force killing us again and again and again. It was a brutal battle. Right? But that us versus them, this is something where every single player that was involved in that battle, we were fighting these people for years of our lives, actual years. Every now and then there'd be a skirmish and we would hunt these people down, you know, because the absolute hatred that we had for each other was so strong. I really miss Sharktooth. He was one of my closest ever friends. He was with me for so much time, right? And unfortunately, he's no longer with us. But his spirit lives on in a lot of the stupid stuff that I do. I make a lot of game content that I knew he would have liked, you know. I've probably been stuck in those kind of things for a while. But anyway, how does this affect marketing? So when it comes down to it, if you can build the sort of us versus them mentality and say we're fighting the good fight, we're fighting against the oppressor, the encroacher, the invader, the marauder, you can really, really whip up a lot of fervour in your audience, and it is really, really good because it makes them root for you. You are somebody who is basically fighting against an overwhelming, sometimes, enemy. And the enemy doesn't really have to be that powerful. It's like if Tesco's and the Co-op went head to head, you know, that would be quite fun. But it's like people really, really like the idea that they can side with one group and they can fight against another group. This, however, does have its drawbacks. So, for example, when I talked about polarization earlier, that is not a good situation, because you are then creating animosity with one group of people and that can lead to damaging your brand. So in terms of it, although I'm teaching you about the us versus them and saying it does have some merit, I'm also giving you a warning not to go with this one. It's important to know it exists, but it's better to avoid it. Anyway, on to the next one.